Hey everyone, welcome to my video about Spellcraft. Since Gemini season is upon us as I filmed this, I thought I'd make a little two-part series about Spellcraft, talking about why spells do work or they don't work. I will put the index where you can jump to all of the different information in this video into the description box, as well as the link to the twin video of this one about why spells do not work. So check out the description box for that. Now this video is for you if you either do not believe in spells and magic, or if you have tried it but it doesn't quite work for you, or you just want to generally understand why or how it works. Now I will talk about magical spells and their relation to the unconscious. And I will give kind of a psychological and theoretical background. I will define what a spell even is, how to do it, and why it works. Let me just say real quick that this is my perception of magic and of spells. It is mostly according to the psychological magical model and relates to the psychology of Carl Gustav Jung. If you've seen my video about dream analysis and about how to listen to your unconscious, then this video will be interesting because it's more about telling your unconscious something and communicating with it in a direct way. So basically, spells and magic are a way of setting an intention on all levels of your consciousness, not just on the conscious level, not just on the unconscious level, but just telling every part of your mind, this is what I want and we're going to do it now. Now there's a few important terms that we have to go over. I hope that you have the patience for this. They are both terms that Jung coined, and one is the collective unconscious and archetypes. Those are like the two important terms. If you've seen my video about dreams, then you probably know these. Basically, the collective unconscious and archetypes are all about the symbols and the characters that are recurring in human experience and its expression in literature and in other forms of art. For example, the human life has always been framed similarly with the same symbols, such as a cave as a site of a trial, or the seductress as some obstacle that the hero needs to get past, or the wise old sage guiding you on your journey. And these symbols are very important for spell casting, in my opinion, and for communicating with this part of your unconscious that is not just your own experience, but also the collective human experience and its symbols. So Spellcraft is really a mix of finding that sweet spot between symbols that mean something to you and symbols that have a general meaning for all humans, including you and your consciousness. Now, let's take a look at how you can set an intention with a spell and transform this intention into a symbol that the unconscious will understand. My definition of magic and spellcraft is that you combine spiritual and psychological knowledge in order to set an intention on all levels of your consciousness. This is the definition of magic for me. So this is why you will hear me use the word psychospiritual a lot, because it's the relation between spirituality and your psychological human mind. Let's talk about how spells usually work and what they even look like. You often have movements of power, like certain hand gestures or symbolic acts like burning a piece of paper or creating a symbol or a sigil on a piece of paper that means something to you and that you can carry as a talisman, or creating even a work of art that is imbued with your intention. Even painting your nails with a certain intention can be related to magic and magical thinking. Now, this is why you often hear that true witches or true masters of magic don't need tools, because the main tool is your mind. The issue is most of us can't communicate with our unconscious and every part of our mind freely. So we definitely need the symbols that we incorporate in our spells and rituals in order to make this kind of understandable for the unconscious, because the unconscious communicates in symbols a lot, like in our dreams, for example. They are rich with symbolism because that is part of the language of the unconscious. Now, let's make a little example. A very basic love spell could be that you take a big bowl or a nice cup that you have, or a goblet if you have one, happen to have one, and you fill it with water as a symbol. The cup is obviously a symbol of receptivity, and the water would be a symbol of emotion and of your deeper mind. Then you could put rose petals into it because they are for you a symbol for love. And then you write down your fears as you are thinking about being more receptive to love, being more open to love. You write on a piece of paper a certain fear that you have, for example, of going into a relationship, and then you burn it as a symbol of releasing this fear. So you see that spells are basically like an enactment of what you want your unconscious to understand, because it's a way of getting past the obstacles that are in your unconscious, your fears or your preconceptions about why you cannot reach something, or a deep set of fear, for example, of being rich. If you have a fear of being rich somewhere deep in your unconsciousness, then chances are you won't become rich. Or if you're scared of success because your father was always off working and success to you means working long hours, then if you later then strive to work long hours and achieve success, you're not going to quite get there because you always hold yourself up. And spells are a way of not only realizing those fears, but telling your unconscious to let go of them and to set the intention deep within not just the consciousness, but also the unconscious. So to sum it up, spells are essentially communication with the unconscious part of your mind to unlock the potential to achieve your goals and for setting your intention kind of in stone on all levels of your consciousness. Now, obviously, there are many other layers to spellcraft and parts of the human mind that we have no idea about. And there's definitely a sort of mystery part to spellcasting and to magic in general. But I think this is kind of an overview of how I see magic and spellcraft. Now, the twin video about why some spells do not work will be linked below, and I hope you watch that as well. So yeah, I hope this gave you a little bit of an understanding of what magic is and what spells are and why they work, for me at least. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.